Okay, welcome. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to LifeWay Monday Zoom meeting. So tonight we are very happy to invite Lawrence Chance to share with us his LifeWay journey and also how he get well from cancer without any traditional treatment. So I think a lot of come in today wanted to listen to him. So by the way, start beginning, I want to share with both of you about why we have cancer. The cancer gene, is it all we have in our body? So let me play some video and let you understand that, or all of us understand more.
Cancer is like a car crash. Your body typically regulates the speed at which your cells divide. But sometimes, cancer cuts the brake lines, and your cells divide too quickly, accumulating mutations that cause them to veer away from their original function, form dangerous tumors, and land you in the hospital. Cancer is basically an inability of the body to control the speed at which cells divide. When cells divide too quickly, they can often accumulate mutations that cause them to ignore their original function in the body, forming tumors. In turn, these tumors may interfere with the natural processes of the body, such as digestion and respiration, potentially leading to death. Typically, your body has a number of genetic mechanisms to control how fast your cells divide. One of these genes is BRCA1, which stands for Breast Cancer Susceptibility Gene 1. BRCA1 belongs to a class of genes called tumor suppressor genes. Tumor suppressor genes are involved in regulating how fast a cell divides. Normally, cell division follows an orderly process called the cell cycle, which is basically the life cycle of a cell. Within the cell cycle is a series of checkpoints where proteins, such as the one produced by BRCA1, regulate how fast the cell may proceed. How does it do this? BRCA1 helps repair some forms of mutation in your DNA. If your DNA is damaged, BRCA1 keeps the cell from dividing until the mutation is repaired. You have 2 copies of the BRCA1 gene in every cell of your body. One copy you inherited from mom, the other from dad. This redundancy is a good thing, because you only need one functioning BRCA1 gene in a cell to regulate the cell cycle. But it's important to note that while these copies have a similar function, they're not necessarily the same. In fact, there are hundreds of variations or alleles of BRCA1. Some regulate the cell cycle more effectively than others. In other words, some people are born with better regulating and repair mechanisms than others. And in some cases, mutations may render BRCA1 ineffective. When this happens, cells with damaged DNA are allowed to divide. As they divide, these cells may accumulate additional mutations. These mutations may cause the cell to become less specialized and stop performing its original function in the tissue. If this occurs, then there's a greater chance they'll develop into cancer cells. While we all have the genes such as BRCA1 that can cause cancer, it's only when these genes fail at their function that problems develop. Having an ineffective or mutated version of BRCA1 can increase your susceptibility to cancer, much like driving with bad brakes increases the risk of an accident.
So a lot of people will query about, how does the cancer cell behave differently from the health cell? And I also find a video which may help us learn more.
We all start life as one single cell. Then that cell divides and we're 2 cells, then 4, then 8. Cells form tissues, tissues form organs, organs form us. These cell divisions, by which we go from a single cell to 100 trillion cells, are called growth. And growth seems like a simple thing because when we think of it, we typically think of someone getting taller, or later in life, wider. But to cells, growth isn't simple. Cell division is an intricate chemical dance that's part individual, part community driven. And in a neighborhood of 100 trillion cells, sometimes things go wrong. Maybe an individual cell's set of instructions, or DNA, gets a typo, what we call a mutation. Most of the time, the cell senses mistakes and shuts itself down, or the system detects a troublemaker and eliminates it. But enough mutations can bypass these fail-safes, driving the cell to divide recklessly. That one rogue cell becomes 2, then 4, then 8. At every stage, the incorrect instructions are passed along to the cell's offspring. Weeks, months, or years after that one rogue cell transformed, you might see your doctor about a lump in your breast. Difficulty going to the bathroom could reveal a problem in your intestine, prostate, or bladder. Or routine blood test might count too many white cells or elevated liver enzymes. Your doctor delivers the bad news. It's cancer. From here, your strategy will depend on where the cancer is and how far it's progressed. If the tumor is slow growing and in one place, surgery might be all you need, if anything. If the tumor is fast growing or invading nearby tissue, your doctor might recommend radiation or surgery followed by radiation. If the cancer has spread or if it's inherently everywhere like a leukemia, your doctor will most likely recommend chemotherapy or a combination of radiation and chemo. Radiation and most forms of chemo work by physically shredding the cell's DNA or disrupting the copying machinery. But neither radiation nor chemotherapeutic drugs target only cancer cells. Radiation hits whatever you point it at, and your bloodstream carries chemotherapeutics all over your body. So what happens when different cells get hit? Let's look at a healthy liver cell, a healthy hair cell, and a cancerous cell. The healthy liver cell divides only when it's stressed. The healthy hair cell divides frequently, and the cancer cell divides even more frequently and recklessly. When you take a chemotherapeutic drug, it will hit all of these cells. And remember that the drugs work typically by disrupting cell division. So every time a cell divides, it opens itself up to attack. And that means that the more frequently a cell divides, the more likely the drug is to kill it. So remember that hair cell? It divides frequently and isn't a threat. And there are other frequently dividing cells in your body,
而
like
且而家啱
gut
啱嗰
health
個
and blood
Zoom 嗰
cells.
條 link 咧，
So the list of unpleasant
你
side
聽
effects
下。
of cancer treatment parallels these tissue types: hair loss, skin rashes, nausea, vomiting, fatigue, weight loss, and
呢
pain.
個幫我係啊，
That makes sense because these are the
你點
cells
知嘅？
hit the hardest. So in the end, it's all about growth. Cancer hijacks cells
我嗰
naturally,
個就係講話
forces them to put the pedal to the metal, growing rapidly and recklessly. But using chemotherapeutic drugs, we take advantage
呢個新加坡用家
We
分
turn
享
cancer
佢
into
透
instruments.
過 LifeWay 產品抗癌嘅經歷，完全
Okay, time for me to invite Lawrence Chance to come to share with us. So I know Lawrence also because of Lightweight products. I think it's almost a years ago. So we have a Dynamite developed Singapore team is a mill. So they introduced Lawrence and James to me, and that's why we know each other. So on that time, they start to understand lightweight product and join in lightweight. But behind this situation, actually Lawrence have own story. So I want to invite Lawrence to share by himself. Lawrence, are you here?
Yes, yes, Susanna, thank you
Okay.
very much for inviting me.
So I pass the time to you and let you share with us because
Okay.
yourself, Lauren is a very patient and very gentle person, and you know that for me, he's a senior, yes, but he's
Yeah.
really to me just like I'm his teacher. So this is we are start a very beautiful chat all the time, and he's really a good person. So I hope that Lawrence tonight your share can help a lot of people and inspire a lot of people to understand lightweight magic. Okay, pass the time.
Thank you, Susanna. Thank you for inviting me. Let me share my screen first. Okay, 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lawrence Chan, and I'm already 64 years old. Yes, yes, Susanna, I'm a senior. As far as in Singapore, we are considered older generation, so to speak. Yeah. So actually, I came into life with very much by uh, by by accident, I would say, because I didn't intend to do a network marketing company again. But what happened is that I was introduced to LiveWave by this Janet. Janet actually has a friend in Hong Kong. Okay, we are common friends and we are very good friends. And but somehow she introduced says, ask Lawrence to try this patch. Okay, how does this all go about? Is about 1.5 years ago, I was diagnosed with UTI, urinary tract infection, by my local GP, and he told me that it was strange that a man were to get UTI. Normally, it's a female will get it. So, but nevertheless, he says, never mind. I give you some antibiotics, and you try it out. And after taking antibiotics, UTI went away. But somehow 3 months later, I was diagnosed with UTI again. So I find it very strange. So I went back to the doctor, same doctor, and he says, looks like it's pretty serious, okay, to get 2 UTI within 3 months. So he sent me to the hospital, and I was attended by a urologist who gave me many tests. One of the tests that he gave me was a CT scan, okay, and then finally he gave me another test called, I think, PSA test. That is to test for this prostate specific antigen. And he gave me a bad news. He says that I have cancer of the prostate. So that is like I couldn't I couldn't take it actually, because here I am in always promoting health products to people, and how can it be me who is getting it, you know? So I just couldn't take it, but somehow so I asked him, I said, doctor, so if what are you going to do if I were to continue uh, with you? Then he says that he said first we would do a biopsy, okay, and the biopsy to ascertain which stage of cancer you're in, and then we probably do a radiotherapy, okay, and he might combine it with some chemo, but that's how he says he will do it. So I asked him whether there is such a thing whereby I can just take a pill and get my prostate cancer cured. Then don't have. Okay. So with that, I thought for a while, and I said I need a second opinion. So I refused his for to proceed further. So he says, okay, then I give you another 3 months appointment, but I would advise you that before even 3 months, that you can come back to me anytime and we can proceed with the biopsy. So I went back and I spoke to my family, my wife and my son, and they also were shocked and they were at loss as to how come I can get cancer. And they also don't know how to advise me, but they are also very into doctors, right? So they will say, yeah, why not we just go for a biopsy and see, and then we decide later on. So I also was with this. I also spoke to my good friends James and Janet, and they also was we were also pondering what should I do next. So somehow we after discussion, we got the idea that why not I got myself where I am. Probably is due to my diet, okay? Because we always say that you are what you eat, right? So I told myself that I would totally change my diet. So what I did is I went into raw juicing of vegetables. One thing is that I never like to eat vegetables. I'm always eating meat and all that. In Singapore, there's nothing natural here. There's nothing homegrown here, right? So everything is imported. So I don't know what goes into our food and all that. So I decided. I said, okay, I'm going to do raw juicing, and I started taking many other MLM products. Right, MLM always got good products, right? So I went into probiotics, prebiotics, multivites, vitamin C. I even took things like omega 3 and 6. Okay, so a lot of rich multivites supplementation. So I thought that was gonna work. But 3 months later, when I went back to see the doctor, he tested the PSA test for me again, and the markers went down. The cancer markers went down. So I was pretty happy. But he said, uh, we should still go ahead with the biopsy. He says, because it's like waiting to cut me up kind of thing. But I said, but it's working. My diet is working. So I said, I don't think I want to uh, go for the radiotherapy at this stage. So he says, okay. Then he says, then I give you another 3 months. If anytime you feel like coming back, please do not hesitate. Okay, so I went off and I was so happy. I delivered the news to my family, Janet and James, and we continued doing that. So I even continued to up some of my dosage of the multivites and supplementation and all that. So I was very happy. And 3 months later, which is total of 6 months really, I went back to see the doctor, and somehow I had bad news. The cancer markers went up. I say, how can it be? I thought I take everything correctly and all that. Okay. Um, but actually later on that I did realize that sometimes when you put good supplementation in, if your gut and your digestion is not good, actually it will also be passed out or even maybe even turn toxic. So I learned later on that actually taking care of your gut and your digestion is very important. But then again, we need stem cells to help us to recover, right? So it was about that time when the doctor told me the cancer marker went up, and he was trying to pressure me to go for this biopsy and this radiotherapy. I somehow think I was I was just giving my thought. I said, "Hey God, don't tell me God wants to take me home already." So I was thinking hard, and then I tell myself, no, I still gotta have faith in God. Uh, and I tell God that it's not time yet. I still have a lot of things to do on earth. And somehow, when I refused the doctor treatment, he says he was a bit not happy. And so he says, okay, I tell you what, instead of giving you 3 months, I give you 6 months to the next appointment, and you go and figure out what you want to do. He doesn't understand why I don't want to go through the therapy. So I said, okay. So when I went back, somehow God uh, put me in touch with this friend in Hong Kong. Okay, and he was telling Janet, hey, this one will be very good for Lawrence. This is stem cell therapy, phototherapy. So I was just thinking that I got nothing to lose, right? I already tried all the methods that I know of. So I said, okay, tell him that we support him, we try it out. And because at that point of time, Janet's husband, James, also has some issues with health. He had vertigo also. And so we decided, okay, let's support him. So James, uh, so Janet was saying that, okay, let my husband sign up for the account. Okay, so he signed for the account first, and I said I signed under James. Okay, so that's how it all started. So then I use this LifeWave patch. Basically I only know two patches. They're all very new to LifeWave, right? So I only put on the X39, okay, at the back of my neck here, and then I also use the glutathione, which I know is for master antioxidant, right? So this is the only two patch I use, and then in the following months I used, and I don't really feel I'm not sensitive to feel anything in the body. I know some people that I'm already 1 year with LifeWave. When I catch people can immediately feel something. They say they can feel the energy flow, or they can feel heat, or they can feel uh, some kind of current. But for me, I don't feel anything. So, but over the course of the months, I do notice that I have stronger, tougher nails. Okay, I was telling them that my nail cutter broke. Okay, it's an old nail cutter, no doubt. But when I start cutting my nails, it actually broke. So my nails become very strong. The other thing that I love is that when I go toilet, last time I have to use a lot of strength to to empty my bowels, right? But now I can just come out smoothly every morning, and that makes my day. I always tell James and Janet, there are two things that I fear most is one, I cannot empty my bowels, and the second is that if I can't sleep. Okay, so these are the two most things I feared for health. So so and another thing I found out was you can see my white hair in the photo there, right? Uh, Last time I used to have even whiter hair, so now my hair has a mixture with some new black hair. I was telling them I'm not too happy with that. I kind of people kind of like praise me for having very nice white hair, but now it's muddled with some black hair. So over here you can see some black hair forming up at the sides here, at the back here. Okay, so these are and the last thing I noticed is also that when I see bright lights now, last time I used to see these floaters floating around. We got used to it. It's because floaters is there, right? You can't do anything about it. So kind of got used to it until I said one day I just looked into the lights, the bright lights, and I thought, where are the floaters? It started to disappear already, right? So this is basically what I can see. Okay. Well, another thing is decided, of course, my skin also. I noticed the fine wrinkles at the eye here, that kind of disappeared also. Okay, so this is basically a thing, but nothing can prepare me for this. When I this year in April, when I went back to see the doctor, he actually declared me cancer free. He said, "Okay, I can discharge you now." So I was like, "Huh? Are you sure?" So it's to me, it's like one moment you tell me the marker went out, next minute you tell me. So the only thing that I changed, the only thing that I added was LifeWave patch X39 and glutathione. So I really thank God so much for leading me the way to get onto this program. I'm so happy, and I told myself that from now on I'll be more serious in promoting LifeWave. I will promote it with my passion, and I'll make it my mission. Okay, to introduce these wonderful patches to as many people as I can, whether to my friends and to strangers and all that. So I really thank God for that. So that's basically my journey. This is not a medical claim, okay? And of course uh, I will advise you all to seek your own doctor's advice, okay? But it was purely my decision, okay? Purely my decision not to take the therapy that was uh, asked of me to go through, okay? But I hope there's no offense to some other religion here, but because I'm a Christian, one of these I want to share one moment that I found it very interesting is that in the course of my sharing, right, Janet has one downline where her health changed also using lightweight patches, and she kept on pressing her son to also patch. So the son is also a Christian, and some Christians, they are, when they heard of frequency or phototherapy, they find it a bit uneasy. Uh, they're afraid that it's against God's teaching or what. So they pray about it, whether to patch these lightweight patches. And interestingly, he told me God told him in a passage, I can't remember what is the passage, but he says that God actually says to more or less to go ahead to patch. So he had the green light to patch lightweight, and his health also improved. Okay, but the thing I want to point out to you is that because the mother is so interested that wants him to share with more people, so more or less asked me to go and teach him about the complan. So when I went over his house, he doesn't know me, I don't know him, and I started sharing with him. He told me one thing that really surprises me. He said, just now when you, I didn't know about, because later on I shared with him my story, what I just shared with you all. And later on he said, when I looked at you just now, there was a light above your head. Wow. So he says he felt it's like God is like helping me to explain this thing. It's like I got a backup of God. And I was so amazed when he told me that. I said, "Oh my goodness, this is the first time I ever hear somebody tell me such things." Yeah. So this is my story actually. Yeah. So I just want to share with you all also how I share with people. Okay, I notice that sometimes people think that when they patch, like in my case, right, when they patch, right, they don't feel anything, and then they I don't know what they actually want to feel sometimes also. Okay, but with my story, right, I tell people that maintaining good health. Okay, this I got all from Google search and all that, but the point is that the body, for it to rebuild itself, or to reverse age, so to speak, right? It takes time, right? So if you were to put just the patch for a few days or 1 month, don't really expect any big miracles to happen. So that's why how I share with people that first I share my story. Second, I tell them that this program takes time. You need to give it 6 months to a year. Okay, so that's how we project to people to use the patches. Okay, you can see from here, skin takes at least a month to rebuild itself, right? That's why we always ask people to take a photo of yourself, a close-up, so that within 1 month, you probably see either your pigmentation or your fine lines disappearing. Means your skin is rebuilding itself. Okay. Another interesting thing that I came about was recently our boss, right? David Smith, he actually shared with us that recently they did a telomere research. Okay, so he found out that this 3-year research, right, they found that patching X39, right, for a period of 6 months makes our telomeres grow, reverse rather, younger by 8.5 years. So this is a very interesting. I'm looking forward for him to share the papers. Okay, but I just want to share with you a video of what he said. Okay, a short video.
I'll let you draw your own conclusions. Okay, so these examples show us that aging is not inevitable. There are things that we can do to alter the way that we age and hopefully reach our goal of staying young and healthy as long as we want, and if we're older, reverse the aging process and recapture our youth. So have we seen any evidence of this in anything that we've done? As a matter of fact, we have. So the first thing we'll talk about is telomere research, and We have worked with a very well-known medical doctor. We've done this work over a 3-year period of time. We use a test from a company called Repeat Diagnostics, which clinically is considered a gold standard for telomere testing. We've worked now with over 50 people in these tests over these years, and we found some pretty extraordinary things. Oh, let me go back. There we go. We found that consistently we could lengthen the telomeres, and if you're interested in doing this, you take a baseline and then you take another measurement at 6 months. We tried doing blood draws at 3 months and we didn't see any change, but when you had a minimum of 6 months, that's where you began to see the telomere lengthening. And then again, there were effects at 1 year out. So we did these studies with blood draws at baseline, 6 months, and 12 months. And we found that in as little as 6 months, we could get enough telomere lengthening to that's equivalent of 8.5 years of age reversal. So this is a very significant impact. The other thing.
Yeah, so that's about it. So, okay. I also tell people that if for any reason some people were to use our product and they have any adverse reaction within the first month, the first 30 days, we actually have a money back guarantee, no question asked. Okay, but for those people who says that nothing happens to them, right? I don't really encourage them to go for the money back guarantee, okay? Because I tell them earlier, right? I said the body takes time to recover, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, or up to a year. But those who have adverse reaction, there will be people who have adverse reaction, right? I usually tell them this is a detox reaction. The body is self-healing and things are coming out. And so that's why you feel the uneasiness or any breakouts, anything like that. Okay, so all the more you should carry on taking the product. I mean, as in patching the product, right? For 3 to 6 months to a year. Then your body will be doing the job itself. So that is where I come from. So the only time that I tell them about this money back guarantee or to allow them to do is when they cannot take it. As in for some reason, some people, a little bit of uneasiness, they blame it on the patch. Then in order to continue to be a friend, I just say, okay, if you can call for money back guarantee and the company will pay it back to you. So that's the only time I use money back guarantee. Not when I tell them there's no reaction on that, then you ask for money back guarantee. That's basically how I do it. Okay, I completed what I need to share with you all. But if you're interested to know a little bit about how I did the business, maybe should I carry on?
Yes, Lawrence, you have
Okay,
time, so carry on.
okay. So I'm 64 years old, and my last job was in 1990. That's about almost 30 years ago. I was a warehouse and shipping manager. Okay. One day I was inspired by one of my insurance agent who came to me in a Porsche. And then I said, huh, you mean you help people and then you can earn so much money to buy a Porsche? Yeah, then so that kind of spurred me to quit my job. I think that time I was paying my salary was about 3,000 Sing dollars, which 30 years ago is a lot of money, 3,000 Sing. And somehow I quit my job to have zero income in insurance. Okay, did pretty well 3 years, so that's why I find I'm pretty okay with sales job. And then I went into F&B because my uncle from Indonesia asked me to take over his restaurant. I stayed for about 11 years. So further on, I deal with a lot of human beings and all that. But when I went into F&B, I realized that I come out with 100,000 Sing to open one small little kiosk food court stall. And I don't even know whether I'm going to earn money or not. 100,000. Okay. So but somehow, although I did well, but it's such a high risk thing. So when I was first introduced to MLM was in 2002, that's 20 years ago. My first company was Usana, and I couldn't sleep for a few days, because I was so excited that, you mean I can come out a little amount of $1,000 or $2,000? Can't remember how much I paid then, and I can have a business, and I can have downline. To me at that point of time, downline was like, I can get uh, free salespeople without paying them, So it was like, wow, okay, I was so excited. I said, wow, I think I can conquer the whole world kind of thing. But it didn't happen. Okay, sad to say. But over the years, I joined quite a few MLM. Some is to support friends, some is to try out the business. But a lot of times, I like to go into those ground floor opportunity where nobody knows about it. You thought you're gonna, but many times the company fail us. Either they change their comp plan or the company collapse and all that. So actually, it's not a good idea to go into a company that is ground floor opportunity. But LifeWay is a bit different, right? It's 18 years old already, and yet it's relatively unheard of in Singapore. So that is in a way like my own ground floor opportunity, but although it's 18-year-old company. Then before I joined LifeWave, I was with, with another company uh, selling alkaline machines. And I've been there for about 10 over years. So I came into LifeWave only in mid-September last year. Okay, so it's exactly one year, right? About 1 year, 15 days really.
About 1 year.
Yeah. So that's that's where I started. Okay. So how I started is okay, sorry. How I started is this Hong Kong upline. He has to remain anonymous. Okay, so he chose that, and somehow he put me on the left leg sorry, on the right leg of him. He put James and me. Okay, and so we are so fresh. We don't know anything about LifeWave. So I actually asked him that can you share with me more about life? He said he also doesn't know much about it. He just know that the product is very good. Okay, and okay, say then let's introduce me to your upline. So he introduced me to Milk. Okay, and Milk her native language is Cantonese, right? So I also find I have an issue trying to understand Cantonese. So we asked this friend of ours and say, maybe you can introduce us to her upline. So it was Stefan. So Stefan also he's okay. He can speak English, but not as fluent, right? So we say then let's look for Stefan's upline. So that's how we found Susanna. And Susanna has been also very supportive of us. She tried all her best, although she herself is so busy. She's also at a point of time was on a roll and going for SPD. I think during that time. So she has to, because she's also, Susanna is also very new, right? So you have a big market to occupy yourself in Hong Kong, in Australia, and all that. So yeah, so with that, we went through some of her what do you call it, her Zoom training and all that, very supportive. But somehow we found Dr. Roy. Okay, so we went further up, but we bypassed Jin Long. We don't know who is Jin Long, so we went straight into Dr. Roy's Zoom. As I think Susanna introduced us, say there's an English one. So when we found Dr. Roy's Zoom, I said, oh, okay. So Dr. Roy start having Zoom every Wednesday and Sundays, and so that's how we started actually. Then later on, Susanna spoke to Jim Long, said, hey, we have a Singapore group slowly seems to be growing up, and asked him to support us, right, Susanna? And there comes Jim Long coming to sometime in March. Yeah. So that's how it all happened. These are all my super uplines. You can see over here, all of them, all SPD, How you like that? All the uplines are SPDs. right? So it's super team here. Okay, so just a quick share of my journey in LifeWay. I started in September, on September 15 actually, and I enrolled 3 of my good friends. Okay, I bought the silver package, and 2 months later, I was promoted to manager. So very happy. And I had by then sponsored about 15 people. Okay, and my group size grew to 39. Okay, then come March, that is about the time where Genome came to Singapore. Okay, I have already total of 23 people. My group grew to 106, and I was promoted to director during the time when Genome was here. Okay, and then came May, I was promoted again to senior director. With now I have 27 directs in a group size of 446. Okay, so in between there, I'm already so happy already, because in April, right, I was already declared cancer free, and I would say, wow, then I must go all out already this time, you know. And then came June, I was promoted to my current rank, senior director. I have totally recruited 29 people, and my group size grew to 626. Okay, yesterday or 2 days ago, I checked my numbers. I realized I'm still an executive director. Okay, I wished I was already a PD, but I'm still striving to that. And I have a total of 42 directs really. Okay, and my group size grew to 138. Okay, so with people asking me, actually, Lawrence, how do you do it? Basically, what I tell them is that actually I always tell my people, when you come in, you got to remain in our program. Okay, like what I said, it's not a 1 month thing, right? You want a reversal of age, you want to look good, you want to get better health. You need to be on our program at least 7 months. Okay, minimum 7 months and above. So this is what I tell people. Okay, the second thing is I tell people that if you want to if let's say you're not so keen on business, how would you like to reduce the cost of your product? Okay, you just need to share with a few friends of yours, maybe at least 2 friends a month. Okay, so this is how I tell people. So from the numbers that you see here, if I tell you that I have 42 directs, right? You divide it by 12, you get about three a month, right? So if I tell my friends to say at least introduce 2% a month, okay, so I think you can get the idea here. I got 42 is roughly almost 2 a month, right? For it's about 3 point something, but that is also sometimes you have more than 2, sometimes you have 3, sometimes you have 4. So this is one way you can become an executive director just by this method. Okay, so because I tell everybody to do the same, right? So my group also will do the same. So you can see 1,238, right? If you divide 1,238 with 42 and you divide by 12 months, you roughly get about 3% a month. So they are around there. So if we can set a system whereby we get everyone to be on this program for 7 months at least, okay, and every month they just out of whole 30 days, right? Even though you're part-time, you can be working, okay, or even you can be full-time. If you can introduce 2%, okay, and this is where it got me. Okay, so with this method, right, I told them that actually our comp plan in LifeWay is one of the easiest in my these 20 years in this industry, in the sense that when you reach the first title is a manager, all you need is to create as many managers. These managers, everyone creating managers, you will populate, you promote you to director, senior director. It just goes this way. So I push not really a force lah, but I encourage people, okay, as a system to become a manager as fast as you can, and to encourage your fellow uh, team members to be. So with that, right, is how I got this award recently. Okay, I have in the regional winner of rank advancement. Okay, one of the most rank advancement in this APAC region. So from here you can see what I'm sharing with people, it works actually. That's how I got this award. Yeah. So that's basically what I have to share, Susanna.
So thank you so much,
Let
Lawrence.
me stop share.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Let
your
me stop
journey
share.
is very amazing because you're keeps keep sharing and keep your team
Yeah.
very active, and most of them they are joining the business not only as a user, because when your
Yeah.
downline join as a partner, just a distributor, they also can earn some money from Lightway, and also they can keep healthy and look young. This is a
Yes.
triple benefit.
Correct.
Yeah, so I know that you have another meeting coming soon. So I want to have any question to James. I see in the chat box, Susanti is going to ask you some question.
Sure.
So
Sure.
Susanti asked you, are you still taking vitamin when you're using the library patches?
Yes. Yeah. I continue to take, but I lower down my dosage already.
And
Yeah. I think I would say that the supplementation is still necessary lah. You know what I mean? Because the food that we are taking is not really all that nutritious nowadays, right? You know, the soil is depleted of all the minerals and vitamins. So we still need some form of supplementation. But the X39 will give us the activate our stem cells, right? That is what is important.
yeah, and also, Susanti asked you is, and how long did you use the patches, before doctor clearing you from
Six
the
months.
6 months? Yes,
Six
6 months.
6 months exactly. So that's why I also use this and tell people you must be on this program for at least 6 months and above.
Yeah. Is it you were beginning? You only use X39 and glutathione, right?
Yeah, only these two. But I'm adding X49 because it came out recently, right? X49.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I was also introduced to the aloe vera patch. Okay,
Yes, and
when
do
I
you use the
yeah
cream? I saw your face look better
yeah
and
yeah yeah definitely
more
better.
yeah, more
Yeah.
smooth and more shiny.
Yes, very shining. But now I only trying to get rid of this. I wonder anyone can advise me how to get rid of this.
Okay. Do you use the aloe vera cream, day cream and night cream?
I use both. When I use the aloe vera patch at night here, right, third eye, wow, I sleep beautifully. I have never used the silent night yet, but this aloe vera here is
Yeah,
enough
aloe
to
vera.
give me
Aloe
a
vera
good
is
sleep,
good. Yes, have a good sleep.
right? So I use four patches every day.
Yes. All 4 patches every day. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Good.
the
Keep
X39,
young.
glutathione, 49, and at night is the aloe vera.
Yes, okay. So thank you so much. And anyone have any
Welcome.
question? So apart from the chat room, anyone have a question to Lawrence? Because I think your share is very touching, because you know, traditionally, a lot of people will go to, oh, just chemotherapy or physiotherapy for the cancer. But you make your decision, you are not go for it, and you try another way. And this is the
Yes,
alternative.
I tell you, I don't regret it. I, when the doctor tell you to go for a biopsy, it sounds like very mild, right? I recently I just met a friend who went for prostate biopsy. Oh, he tell me he suffer like anything.
Yeah.
He told me for the next 2 weeks, when he urinate, it's all blood coming out. 2 weeks, and he's in pain. I said, oh my God, luckily I didn't take the advice of the doctor to go for biopsy, because biopsy sounds so normal, like nothing. Just scrape some thing out. And because I also so afraid now, I always tell people don't go for chemo, don't. But here I am, when you are the one who get cancer, it's totally different thing, no? Your decision is not so simple as to tell people don't go, but it's yourself. Yeah. So it's like, wow, I tell myself cannot. I heard a lot of horror stories, so I tell myself I don't want to go through that. Yeah,
But really, God bless you. The light will come in the right time to your life.
really, it's really. I tell him I'm not ready to go, but help me out, and he sent me this life away.
But I think it's just because you are also just the product. You are just the product. You try the product and you try to understand. I beginning I did not know you get cancer because when we
Yeah,
were
because
doing here, you
I kept it a secret. I didn't want to tell you also. I
yeah,
didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone.
I did not know. I just know from last month. So when you
Even
with me,
Dr. Roy doesn't know.
yes, we know. We
Kim
all of
Nong
us don't
doesn't know.
know.
Nobody knows. Only James and Janet knew.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm so surprised. That's why. But when I wrote back, oh, so that's why you asking me this and that. That's why
Uh,
you ask me, oh, why, how to keep
yeah,
a cancer patient at the beginning. I just tell you that okay, glutathione and
yeah.
the X39 is a must.
Yes.
But really, really happy, and I'm very
Thank you.
saying really happy to see you here and share with us because your own testimonial is the most powerful to share with the other people and give other people have a hope.
Yes.
Just now you
Very-
said to me that your friends say that have a like a shining on your
Yeah.
head,
It's a,
like a God talk, helping you, and
yeah.
then to share, right?
Exactly.
Actually, I also experienced somehow our power not from ourselves, our power
Mm.
from God, and God really guiding us to this product. And this Peter product basically is from God creation. And the David also said that it's download by God, not
Yeah.
by download by God. God asked him to do these patches to heal the people, and you can see his invention is very complete for
Yes.
whole body system, not only just themselves, also for the detoxing, also for the our sleeping, also for our immune system, also for support our stress and the wound healing. So it's so complete.
Exactly. I tell you, there are so many miracles. Uh, recovery. Although we're not supposed to make any medical claims.
Yeah.
I even had one close friend of ours. She went for. She's supposed to go for a cataract operation.
Hmm.
Yeah, and she just patched X39 here, two.
Yeah.
I don't know why she patched two. Okay, then alternate days
Oh,
she says
Eon
yeah,
X30. Yeah.
Aeon or glutathione, I can't remember really, sorry, but within 1 month he went back to see the eye doctor. He says,
Okay.
uh, we will keep you in view. He says, you don't need to come for the cataract operation. Wow, I just noticed like if somebody else tells me, I wouldn't believe if it's not my friend, but this is my personal friend. I say, oh my goodness, yeah, praise the
My
Lord.
mom also same.
Mm,
My mom,
ah,
because my mom supposed need to go to the take out the lens because it's a how to say that same situation, and
okay.
then my mom doesn't want. She said that she ever have a friend after do the operation, one of the eyes totally cannot see because
Oh,
maybe some accident or anything,
mm,
and then also the eye very dry. That's why she's very scary. She don't want to go, and she canceled the booking from the government. And after
mm.
that, I asked her to patch the carnosine and X39. Now she told me that she can see the thing very clear. She knows she don't need to go any doctor anymore. So I'm
Oh
so
yeah,
happy. Yeah,
amazing. Yeah. I think you're right. It's kind of seen. So I just
carnosine
now,
and 39. Yeah,
yeah,
carnosine.
39.
Because
Yes.
that's why I also teach them if your eyes have any issue, carnosine, Eon, and X39 just surrounding here.
Yeah.
That's
That's
it.
what my friend did also. Yeah, correct. I think she must have asked you.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing, and we have a lot of good story to share. And this is a real person, and someone we know.
Yes.
So this is very important. Angelina, is it you have any question? I see you open the mic.
Oh, no, I just wanted to be part of the discussion. I just want to commend you, Lawrence, for your courage and wisdom
Thank you.
in terms of addressing your cancer situation in a way that is actually more natural and beneficial to your body.
Mm.
I have friends, in fact, I've just lost a friend whom
Sorry to hear
I
that.
have been trying to convince to use the patches because she was diagnosed with lung cancer,
Mm.
and unfortunately, the oncologist would not want to have anything to do with the patches, and she had to go with what the oncologist
Mm.
says. She felt she had to, and so. Um, as what Susanna said, typically people will just go with the flow
Yeah.
with the medical folks. Not that they don't have a role. I mean, they're also important, but sometimes we just have uh, to balance things out and really understand what we have here on our hand,
Mm.
and basically, try to apply that as well. Because, like you, I'm a Christian, and I believe that this is a product that's been inspired by the divine, by God,
Yeah.
and that I personally had a spiritual experience from it,
Yeah.
and
I
that's
heard
why I
about
got
that.
involved.
Right.
So, yeah, but it is unfortunate that a lot of people, and you also mentioned that um, some Christians are actually quite not open to using
Mm.
this. I
Yes.
find that myself.
Mm.
Um, because they think that, well, look, I'll just go for a miracle from God, not really knowing that this in itself is a miracle from God. What we have
Exactly.
here is a miracle. What else do you want?
Mm.
So, yeah, but it is hard, and you can't just pressure people. And I'm not that sort of person that I would pressure them. So I leave them be. I just explain it. So there are challenges to sharing the product, but hopefully we encounter a lot more people who are open-minded, um, people like you who'd be willing to try,
Yeah.
and really understand what the product is about before saying no to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Angelina,
that's
I want to say
yes.
something.
Mhm.
I noticed in my course of doing business, MLM especially, that if we want to go out and help people with these patches, I noticed that if we go from the business angle,
Mhm.
in the end we help more people than if we just go on the product itself.
Mhm.
Yeah, because actually the business is in itself another product of the company. Okay,
Mhm.
some people for whatever reasons they we know that they need it, but they actually uh, they don't put aside this amount of money for such uh, new technology like patches and all that, right? So basically, if we move from the angle of business, sometimes they tend to want to make the money, okay, but indirectly they are helping themselves as well as helping other people. So when we do the business, we end up helping more people than if we just say, no, I'm not interested in money. I just want to help people.
Help people. Yeah.
I noticed that. Okay. Yeah.
Lawrence, better
Yeah.
use few minutes to share the Singapore strategy. I
That's
think
right.
this is really important because the Singapore's make a CM
Right.
275,
275. Yeah.
yeah, which is really amazing for everyone can earn money and also use the product on the same time. All of them, they are in one team, very happy team. So this is amazing. And then James and Lawrence, they are the head of Singapore. So
Mm,
I'm also impressed by them because they are making this system very successful.
yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
Isn't that the one that you presented? Was it last time, Susanna?
Yeah, but
yeah. Yeah.
actually it's from Singapore. And
Yeah.
last time I also mentioned, in
Mhm.
Singapore they make this program. But today we have over 50 people here. So if Lawrence, you have 5 minutes, maybe you just share because it's quick to let them
Okay.
understand.
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen again.
Yeah. Yeah, you share the screen.
Okay.
I explained some because Lauren said before, I also like Angelina will think that I'm not using this for make money. I just want to share more to other people to let them understand. But finally, if you use the business side to let the people know that they use the product on the same time, they can earn money. They will more interested
Yeah.
and can attract more people to join the business, and also they keep learn the product and use the product. So this is another side which is good, which is also benefit for their pockets, and they can get well, get health, and get more beauty. So
Yes.
let's Lawrence to share with us.
Okay, I briefly go through, briefly, Oops, sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, basically, okay, I think it's not. 1 second. Okay. So I think I don't have to tell you all that there are 5 packages with LiveWave, right? Okay, let's cut this off to. Okay, actually, how I share with people of our complaint is that the complaints out there, there's binary. Okay, there's also unilevel. But the beauty of LiveWave complaint is we are hybrid. Actually, we have a binary in our complaint. We also have a unilevel plan in our complaint. Okay, so I always share with people the complaint is so simple compared to so many other companies. It's as easy as ABC. So the A in this ABC I'm talking about is actually our product introduction bonus. For those people out there, if they don't know what is product introduction bonus, it's basically like affiliate marketing. Okay, affiliate marketing is basically if you have a product you take from an A company and then you sell it, you get a commission. That's how affiliate marketing is all about. So this is akin to affiliate marketing in the sense that if you were to sell any of our packages, right, you get a reward. Okay, you don't even need to be an active member. Okay, and then you can still get this reward. The B is our binary commission, which is basically billing 2 teams. Okay, so with these 2 teams, you get a percentage of the business volume. That's how I share with people. And the third, which is the C commission, which we call it the matching bonus. This is the uni-level plan that we're talking about. Okay, it basically also the percentage of the revenue that is earned by the people that you personally sponsored and they are team members. Okay, so with this ABC, right, I go directly into tell them what is this A income about, which is our PIB. Basically, when you sell any of the bronze, silver, gold, or platinum or diamond package, you get a commission of first, if you sell bronze, they pay 125, you get $15. That works out to about 12%, right? And silver, it works out to 17%, gold 20%. And for platinum and diamond, if you yourself are a diamond if you bought a diamond also, then you will get extra. You can get up to 30%. Diamond, you can get up to 31%. So this is in the market. This is a very high percentage that you can receive. Okay, so I don't think there are many other companies out there that gives such high percentage. Then we have the B. Okay, so B, we building 2 teams, a left team and a right team. Okay, so basically it's one of the team has 660 business volume and the other team has 330. You get a cycle bonus of 50 US. Okay, I don't want to put too much effort on this because you all can roughly see what the complaint is all about in your back office and all that. Okay, the C is the uni-level plan, which is the matching bonus. Okay, so whoever your directs that you bring in, if they make let's say $1,000 in their binary commission, you will get 25%. It works out to 250, right? $1,000 you get 250. So this is the unit level plan I'm talking about. And their first level is your second level, you will receive 20%. Okay, and the last level, which is your third level, you can receive another 20%. So this is really unheard of in most of the network marketing companies. So I always tell people that end of the day here, when you look at the first ranking that you have is in LifeWave is a manager. Okay, being a manager already basically opens up about 80% of the, or 3/4 of the comp plan already. Why I say that is because all the A, B, and C comp plan that's commission that I told you about, they only need at a uni level plan, right? The C commission, right? You only need to be a manager and above. Okay, so actually that already opens up 80% of the commission structure. So what does it take to be a manager? All you need to be at least bought a gold package, and then you are on a 110 PV active. Okay, 110 PV is basically one packet of X39 and one classic. Okay, or three classics. You can get 110 PV. Okay, and you just need to sponsor two active silver on the left, two active silver on the right. Okay, that qualifies you to be a manager. But if you get every of your member, okay, to come in as manager, it's just on the way you get promoted to director, senior director, executive director. That's how it goes. It's all about building, creating managers. So this is okay. I shall skip this. Yeah, I think I didn't share the rest here. Let me see whether I can come out this. Wasn't supposed to share this until Susanna says so. Let
No
me see.
problem. Problem.
Okay, let me unhide this. Hide this. And the last one. Okay. So when I tell people with my this CM stands for creating managers. Okay, so that's why I told you earlier. And 275 actually stands for be on this program for 7 months. So I pre-framed them earlier already, right? That they need to be on this at least 6 to 7 months and above, right? So, but you pay by 5 monthly installments. Why do you need to pay by 5 monthly installments? Basically, when you pay by 5 monthly installments, you buy up to the program, the package called Diamond. You calculate the packages that you receive, X39, 19 packages, right? You divide out, you roughly get about $82 per packet. Okay, but if you buy the X39 on its own, right? You either start at bronze at 125, or after your member, you buy it at $100. So you basically get about 20% off if you go up to a diamond. Okay, but most people, they don't want, or we don't really want to push them to buy a diamond, because suddenly when they first come in, they get 19 over packets and 19 and a half packets. It's too much for them, right? Because we are not like other MLM companies where they push you with a ton of products and all that. So what we do is we say, how do you like this? We start you with bronze. You pay by 5 monthly installments. Your first month, you pay 125. So it's very cheap, right? The next month you upgrade to silver, you only pay 175. Okay. Then on the third month, you only pay 200. And on the fourth month, you pay 500. And on the fifth month, you pay 600. So it's very cheap. So in the end, you still add up all the figures, you still be paying 1,006, right? So this is the 5-month installment plan we can buy. How would you like to get this product for either free or cheaper? So with that, right, I put it on an Excel spreadsheet. And this is the A, B, and C income. So basically, the PIB is our first commission. Right, second commission is binary. Third is the matching bonus. Okay, then we get the end subtotal. So basically, for new people, right, I don't really concentrate much on the binary and the matching bonus, because that is a long way to go. The first income they're gonna earn is the product introductory bonus, right? So that's why I concentrate on this. So let's zoom out on this. Okay. So basically, what you need to do is like that. You first bring in 2%. That is the 2 in CM275. Okay. So every month you just bring 2 bronze. So when every month you bring 2 bronze, right? Let's say we just hypothetically say January to December. January, you bring in 2%, you sell a bronze, right? You get $15 commission. Okay. So you can see the whole a column there of the bronze, right? Is 30, 30, 30 right to December. So this is the $15. Every month you bring in 2, introduce 2 bronze into your sales, right? This is the 30 we're talking about. But in February, the person who bought the bronze needs to upgrade to silver. Okay, so when you upgrade to silver, you get the difference in commission. Okay, so it's 15 minus 15. That's why you get 35. So 235 is 70. And then this same group of people will upgrade in March. So you get a difference of 100, so you get 50. Okay, so you get 250 is 100. And then they will upgrade to platinum in April and then to diamond in May. So by this progression and by recommending 2 a month and they recommending 2 a month, what will happen to you is that by the time you finish your 5-month installment plan, you would have a commission of $1,930, right? You can see from January you got a 30, February you got 100, March you got a 200, April you got 600, and May by May you'll be getting 1,000 every month already. Okay, so from January to May you would have made 1,930. Your product is already free already. Your 1,006, in fact you earn more than your product already. So it's just as simple as that. We keep it very simple. We touch on the 90% of your downline. Okay, those business builder, you don't even have to tell them this. They know what to do. They bring more than 2% a month, right? But it's the little guys that we're targeting on. Okay, some of them won't do the business. Actually, only 10% of your organization will do the business. The 90% won't do the business. But the 90%, they are interested to get free product or lessen the cost of their patches. Okay, so this is basically how I do it. End of the story.
Thank you so much, Lawrence.
Thank
So
you.
this program actually is really simple and also
Yes,
can replicate easily. Everyone
exactly.
can do that because you just request 2% a month, not
Right.
20%. It's a 2% a month, and then that 2% only join bonds.
Right.
Everyone can join and everyone is easy to replicate and they can very easy to introduce. That's why Singapore team is grow boom. Now Singapore team, the revenue is 3 times more than Hong Kong and 5 times more than Australia.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, I let you know. Yeah, this is really, really amazing, amazing. That's why Lightweight next coming soon. Singapore have Lightweight branch
Okay.
and have a also the delivery shipping stock in Singapore too. So very appreciate Singapore team. You're hardworking and everyone in Singapore. You are doing well done and helping more people really.
Thank you, Susanna.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I checked the chat room. Actually, no more questions. So maybe tonight we stop here. I know that Lauren's going to have another meeting. So
Yeah.
tonight we are recording. I will post in the YouTube channel. So if anyone needs, so just download from the YouTube. Okay. So good night, everyone, and
Good
thank
night.
you again, Lawrence. Thank
Thank
you.
you for having me, Susanna.
Yeah, of
Thank you
course.
very
Thank
much.
you. You are in our team. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you so much, everyone.